It's Traveling RN Kimmy here, and thank you so much for visiting my channel. I absolutely appreciate every support that I've gotten so far. Just to jump into this video, it has been a long time since I have made a video. I've had so many things going on between work, travel, vacations, personal things, so I haven't been able to do a video. But starting today, I'm going to try to jump back into the normality of my YouTube videos and giving advice to those of you who are travel nurses out there, because I definitely want to continue to help. That was the whole purpose of me joining the YouTube and even creating this channel, is just to get this information out there, because we all want to succeed, and I would very much love for all of us to reach the financial goals that we want to. So far, I have been working in Maryland. I believe I'm on week 6. I have 7 weeks left, counting this week also in this contract. Like I said, I'm working in Maryland. I'm working at a level 2 trauma center. One of the things that's different for me at this center is the fact that I have been placed in actual trauma area. They have a trauma bay that has 5 beds. And I've also been placed in triage a lot, which I absolutely love triage. I know a lot of people hate it because you're the person that everyone comes to when they get annoyed and upset about the long wait and what's taking so long for them to get to a room. But I love triage because of the fact that I feel like I can be a calming presence for people, especially because I understand. And I don't feel like, compared to what I've witnessed and experienced, I don't have a short fuse. I feel like I try to work with people. If I can get someone discharged, I try to get them discharged. If I can get them meds, like easy meds, like pain meds, I try to do that. But that's story to now. This hospital is a level 2 trauma center, and 90% of the staff, probably 99% of the staff, do not have TNCC. And for those of you who do not know what TNCC is, it's a course that you take for trauma. It's trauma nursing. It prepares you for those situations, and at the end of the day, it's pretty much, if the provider is unavailable, are you able to handle that situation on your own? So like I said, most of the nurses at the hospital do not have TNCC, which is wild to me because it is a trauma center. I feel like it should be one of the requirements. If you don't get hired with TNCC, then you should take the course while you're working there. Like, it should be a requirement within 3 months to have TNCC. That's my personal take on it. I think it's kind of ridiculous. Another thing that's going on there is, yes, like I said, there are 5 beds in the trauma bay because the trauma section is completely cut off from the rest of the ER. It has its own physician assistants, the trauma physician, the OR doctors. They come, respiratory comes. A lot of people come when certain traumas come in, especially a level 1 trauma, if that comes in, which, those of you who you don't know, level 1 trauma, that's like the most critical. A lot of patients who are level 1s ended up being intubated. That's how serious it is. So like I said, that area, the trauma bay, is completely cut off from the rest of the ER. Those patients, unfortunately, which I've not experienced before, those patients, after we do their trauma stuff, they actually stay in the trauma bay. They don't go to the main ER after we settle them and everything. The reason why I say unfortunately is because the traumas keep coming. Last week, I had 8 patients. I have never in my life had 8 patients. And by the way, did I tell you guys that it is 1 nurse in the trauma bay, 1 nurse for 5 patients? And in a situation where I had, it was 1 nurse to 8 patients. I personally did not appreciate it. It made me quite angry, honestly, because I called for help, didn't get help. The trauma surgeon went over, and after he went over, that's when they sent someone to help. But personally, I think it's ridiculous. I don't understand how one nurse can have 8 patients. It's unsafe, and ridiculous. Like I said, there's one nurse and one tech in that area. The other day I had 6 patients and I lost my tech at 4 a.m. My shift is over at 8 a.m. So it was me alone for 4 hours with 6 patients in the trauma bay. So these are pretty serious patients that's gotten serious injuries. So far I've had patients come in, a lot of patients come in with gunshot wounds to the abdomen, to the leg, to the arm. I've had patients hit by cars. The most I get is motor vehicle accidents. A lot of car collisions come in. Every now and then you get 1 or 2 patients who are transferred from another hospital and our surgeon has accepted them for surgery. So they bring those medical patients to the trauma bay just so they can get quick, pretty much it's normally like a quick set of vitals, whatever labs that wasn't collected at the other hospital, and then we send them to surgery pretty much. So there isn't much taking care of those patients. Most of those patients have already been medicated, labbed, IV, assessed. It's literally just the surgery they came for, and our surgeon accepts them. As far as the main side of the ER, they have, the nurses were, according to them, because I haven't experienced it, but they were 3-to-1, which is crazy to me. But now they just went to 4-to-1. And so many people are complaining. It just blows my mind, and I laugh because they're complaining about the 4-to-1 and I'm getting 8-to-1 in the trauma bay. It's definitely something that I'm going to continuously argue out and advocate for myself and for my patients because it's not safe. The staff is different. When I say the staff is different, they, like I said, they complain a lot. I think 4-to-1 is amazing. I've only ever experienced that in California. So for them to be complaining about getting 4 patients cracks me up. The one thing they are implementing at this hospital is that if you have 2 critical patients, which is in the resus room, because they have resuscitation rooms. Normally those patients are intubated. They have 5 resus rooms, and the plan is those patients will be 2-to-1. So if you have 2 resus patients, and you'll only have those 2 resus patients because those patients are critical, and pretty much those patients are ICU patients. And as those being ICU patients, they only should have 2 patients. So that's the idea. But if a patient comes in that's in a regular room, not the resus rooms, and you still have those other 3 patients, the argument that the staff is having is that, okay, am I getting 1 less patient now that I have a resus patient? And that's not the case, unfortunately. So there's that. The techs, 50-50 on work value, work ethic, I would say. Some of them are literally there to communicate, to conversate with their peers. And then some of them actually enjoy patient care. And that's all I can say about that. And that's pretty much everywhere I've ever been. Like the techs, it's 50-50 normally. You get some who wants to do their job and some who hate doing their job, so they don't do their job. And I mean, they don't do their job. Like I've had people refuse to do EKGs, refuse to get blood work. They're only going to do what they want to do. So how the hospital meets certain quotas, I have no idea. There's no way you can reach the 10-minute EKG once they walk through the door if people aren't trying to do their jobs. I mean, it just is what it is. And there's only so much a nurse can do. One of the times when I was in triage, I had to be the tech and the nurse and the transporter, like literally, not joking, not exaggerating. I had all the labor and delivery patients that walk through the ER entrance have to go to labor and delivery. I had to bring those patients myself. The tech, sometimes they put techs in the front that aren't skilled enough to draw blood work. I end up having to draw blood work, triage the patient, medicate the patient, all of the above. And this is everybody in the waiting room. So it gets a little frustrating when it's not managed properly. But at ER, it just annoys me because the ER can be functional if you have the mentality to make it functional, you know? And it gets quite frustrating because I don't feel like that's what their goal is right now. It just doesn't feel like that's the goal. What else? I have gotten 3 lunch breaks, maybe 4 lunch breaks since I've started at this hospital, and they do not have nurses who break you, by the way. You're not getting someone to break you. You're supposed to, end quote, find the time to have a lunch break. Now, how am I supposed to find the time when I am triaging 35 patients in the waiting room? How am I supposed to find the time when I have rhesus patients that are on ventilators and on drips that need to be titrated? How am I finding the time when I'm in the trauma bay with 8 patients in the trauma bay? I don't know, but apparently I'm supposed to find time. Yeah, so there's that. So whether I like it or not, I'm intermittent fasting because that's pretty much what it is. I can't. I don't think there's anything. There is parking. There's a garage, which only the staff members can park in the garage. And then there is the parking lot, which I have access to, and it is free parking. I did have to pay for parking the first day because I parked in the garage, like I said. But after that, the rest of the parking lot, it is free parking. They do have a lot of security at this facility, which I appreciate. But yeah, things are kind of rough right now. It is so funny because I feel like week 3, the manager was asking me if I was thinking about extending. And in my head, I'm like, I don't think I want to. But to be honest, I'm going to base my decision on extending based on what other opportunities are available at the time when I apply for those other opportunities. So far, I did get recently get offered a staff position as a travel nurse in a hospital system. So, and I'm going to give this information out there for those of you who live in Pennsylvania. UPMC is a pretty huge hospital system in Pennsylvania area. I think they have over 20 hospitals in Pennsylvania, 1 in Maryland, 1 in New York. They do have a internal travel nurse position. You travel from hospital to hospital every 6 weeks. They don't keep you at the hospital so that you get the variety of leaving if you really hate it. So every 6 weeks you travel from hospital to hospital. And it's a staff position, so you get all the benefits that come with the staff, but with the traveler side of it. It pays $85 an hour, which I thought was awesome. $85 an hour. The reason why I did not take this position is because when I compared it to what I'm getting currently, it is a pay cut. It's $85 taxable rate. It does come with travel reimbursement one time. So you get the first week of the 6-week contract, you get the travel reimbursement if you are 60 miles from your home. And it is, I believe, $3,000. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's $3,000. What else? They do pay for mileage too. I think $15 per hour from your house, as long as it's 60 miles. I think that's all the benefits, but I could be wrong. But if you are interested in that, go to UPMC website if you're living in Pennsylvania and you want to do travel nursing, home travel nursing, pretty much. They do require you to have 2 licenses, one in Pennsylvania, obviously, because most of their hospitals are in Pennsylvania, and then one in Maryland or New York. So there's that information. Definitely wanted to share that. Like I said, I really would have taken that position, but it was a pay cut, and the original reason why I wanted to apply for that job, they aren't able to offer me. So I did decline that offer, and the plan is to continue travel nursing until the end of the year. And then maybe next year, come January, I will be taking a staff position because I genuinely want to change departments. The ER has been my home for 8 years now, and I'm tired. I'm definitely ready for something new. Ready to learn something new. I haven't decided on whether or not I want to do ICU or labor and delivery. Either way, it's not the ER. And I feel like the amount of work and stress that comes with working in the ER, it's not worth it. Burnout is real, and I'm not trying to experience that so young in my career. So next year, I will be transitioning into a different field. I will still be working in the ER because I've gotten so many skills, and I wanted to let you guys know that I have applied for a per diem job. So that per diem job is a travel nurse per diem job. So I will keep that job while I'm learning at this new facility. So I'll still be travel nursing, so I can still give you guys some deets about what's going on the travel nursing in the ER, but I'll still take a staff position so I can learn something new. Another thing, super excited to tell you guys, I will be making another YouTube channel. I'm gonna put the information up here somewhere. I have been working on budgeting and saving and investing and all these different things. So for those of you who are aware of the cash envelope system, I have been doing that for a long time now. But now I've actually committed to actually getting the envelopes and actually putting money aside from my paycheck and putting it into the cash stuffing. So I will be doing that separately on another channel. I'm gonna be making videos every week when I do the cash stuffing. If you guys are into that kind of thing, check my channel out. But that is the plan for the future. Super excited because I actually get joy from these things. It sounds silly, but I love it. And it helps me save. I really save a lot when I do these cash envelopes. So that is the plan. I will see you guys in those videos. I'll see you guys in the next one because my plan is to update you guys as things are happening to me in this hospital. I have not, like I said, I've not made a lot of videos, but I want to get back into doing that. So you guys can see my journey into this travel nursing industry. I want to continue to give you guys advice. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them down below. But that is my plan. I want to be mentor to those of you who are interested in travel nursing and don't have the resources. So hit me up, let me know what you're thinking, and I will see you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.